looking at this team overall at the end of the season, a lot of faces in the locker room this year, but a lot of guys who really kind of brought the energy. A guy like Gervais, a guy like Gulka. What was just your experience kind of looking at this team this year?
It was, obviously not the result and that we wanted, but it was a great first year pro, being surrounded by a lot of unbelievable faces and players and people as well. Obviously, a lot of turnover throughout the year, but thankful to have met so many great guys and be able to come to the rink every single day with them. It was a lot of fun.
You were injured for a while, and how nice is it? Boone Howard's another guy who was injured at the end of the year. Just how nice was it for you to see him, the work he's put in, after him calling it a career, but to be able to play in those last few games here at home?
Oh, it was unbelievable. When he scored, all of us in the box that weren't playing or injured, got up and were cheering. We were super happy for him, especially throughout that game he had a lot of chances to score as well, and we were at the edge of our seat, because he's an unbelievable person, and for him to deal with those injuries and throughout the full year and be able to come back and play, I'm sure it was very special for him.
For you being here last year, and you got the opportunity to see that magical run that the team went on, and then you have this year where you guys do have kind of a revolving door of players. What really do you kind of think were some of the differences coming into this year that kind of set this team back a little bit?
I'm not sure, anything specifically. Obviously, we had a lot more rookies this year, so, we didn't have a lot of guys, with that experience, playing in the league. It's obviously, it's different than, playing, major junior or coming out of college. You're playing a lot more games in college, so, your body's getting used to it, and that's something personally that, I was getting to learn, with this being my first year pro, with all the travel and taking care of your body. So, there could be, a lot of stuff that goes into it, but it just shows, being able to come in last year and, it's pretty special. But again, you never know when that could happen again. So you got to make sure you're taking, care of yourself and being just in the moment, and thankful for it, because you never know when you'll be back in playoffs and making a run like that.
You had the opportunity this year to even get a calls up to the AHL with the Comets. Just kind of talk about what that's like going back and forth. And you said it's, it's tough. You got a lot of travel going on. What's that like for you to go back and forth and to stay locked into wherever you have to be?
Yeah, it's kind of just focusing on yourself. You're always thankful for the opportunity when you're able to go up there, and it's kind of just focusing on yourself. Keep taking care of yourself and being flexible and ready for any situation.
Good.
Okay, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Grant, you were one of the many new faces that came in midway through the year. By the end of the year, you were wearing a letter in at least one game. Just talk about your experience in your first year here.
My experience here was great. I love the community and the team in general. Having a community behind us like this was really special and made the season great. I think we broke the attendance record I heard last weekend, so that was huge. And it was a very special place to play as a player in general, so I loved it. 16
sellouts, a franchise high in a season like this really shows something.
Yeah, it shows that having a small market, we're still able to get the sellouts and get the support we need, and hopefully it only keeps growing, and I think it will.
What is, we just mentioned you were kind of a mid-season addition. There was a lot of guys that came in towards the end of the year that had just finished up playing college hockey. What does it say about, Coach MacArthur and Coach Berger to be able to bring in some guys that can immediately make an impact, and you guys were competitive coming down the stretch with some big wins?
Yeah, they create a great team atmosphere that allows these college guys and new guys to come in and thrive. I think that was kind of the biggest thing, is what they created, and that was kind of something special. And being able to get the wins like we did towards the end of the season was huge, and it was a nice way to end.
What does that kind of build excitement for next year, knowing that you have some guys in this locker room that are familiar with the way ECHL hockey's played, and then they can come in and make a difference next year?
Yeah, everybody will be kind of very excited for next year, seeing what we had at the end of this year and how we can build upon that. And I think there will be a lot of excitement going into next year, definitely.
Thanks, fellas.
Sean, just your thoughts on your first season here in Adirondack?
Yeah, I thought it was an awesome time. I got to meet a lot of good guys, good coaching staff, good staff all around here. It's like a family, and as soon as I came in, it was just like welcomed in with open arms. So
fans here love fighting. They were very pleased with you and the big hits. It's nice to see how much of a small community, how much these fans really rallied around you guys.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And you can't make the cut for playoffs. It's nice to have second, like another place to go, and we kind of have that with the toughness and the grit that we have on this team. And I'm hoping that we have that for next year too. Maybe we can come out of it with the championship.